Hey guys, what is good? What is up? Daphne here, back with you. So let's continue talking about my journey here. It's been 10 years since I've lived in Europe, since I've left America, and we are on video 4. I was thinking to do a 21 day thing, but yeah, that's not happening, or a 21 video installation. I chose 21 just because on the 21st is going to be the 10-year anniversary since I left America for the first time. Not really liking the quality of this video, and I'm trying to get over that. This is the whole reason of me just sharing, just recording, just talking to you guys straight out with the woodworks. However, I'm really not liking this contrast, and I don't know, I really not. I'm sure I can change it because I just feel like this yellow couch here is beautiful, but it's not capturing it. And the video, I'm blabbering, obviously. So, okay, so if you were here in the last video, first of all, hi, I'm being so rude. I don't know if I introduced myself. Now all of a sudden I'm getting hot. Okay, hi, my name is Daphne Eugene. This is my video diary or journey about, and I'm just sharing with you guys, or oversharing, the last 10 years of my life. I spent my 30s here in Europe. I am originally from Miami, Florida. I am a Haitian American, and I decided to move a lot. And if you watch my first video, you would see that after Miami, I left for college. After college at the University of Florida, I left for Texas, San Antonio to be exact. I lived with my brother for about 2.5 years. After that, I moved to New York, where I was an office manager. Back then, I was the office manager for a construction firm. And after that, I moved to California. I drove across the country with my best friend, and I pursued culinary school. Rather late, I would say. I was like 28, I believe. I pursued culinary school, and while in culinary school, I remember saying, I want to be an international chef. And while I was in culinary school, I was working during that time because I also said that I didn't want to be the bottom of the barrel after I left culinary school. And so while in culinary school, I worked for several locations, but then I ended up at a hotel, the Langham at Pasadena, and where I met amazing people, amazing chefs. And then I interviewed for a job with the American military as a contractor cook, where they flew me out. I had a place to stay. I stayed at the hotel itself. I cooked. I ended up becoming, I think by my second year, I became sous chef. I traveled a lot. I traveled 9 years. I traveled to 9 countries my first year while in Europe, and the journey continues. So at this point, we have my 15-month contract turned into 3 years. And where I thought I wanted to be permanent, God had other plans for me. And my contract ended. They flew me back to the States, which is part of the contract. What is this light? I don't know if I can fix this, but I feel it's just so overexposed, guys. Give me a moment. Hold on. Let's fix this. Okay, how about this? This track's a bit better. But I do want to do closer. This is like, I have the stressful part. But oh, this is so much better. Oh my goodness. I feel, oh, hi. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get back into it. This is a great conversation, and then let's see if I can straighten this. This is straight. I don't even know. I feel like straighten it later. Anyways, now you can see my beautiful yellow couch that I got from IKEA. And go Gators. So, okay, so 15 months turned into 3 years. After 3 years, I said in the last video, I believe I wanted to stay permanent, but there was conflict, there was issues, and I will say this. Whenever you're in a place and you feel comfortable, and then you begin to start feeling uncomfortable, oftentimes God will make you uncomfortable so that He can propel you into the next phase of your life. Okay, because obviously we know and we've heard plenty of times that our brain, our chemistry wants to keep us safe. And so we have this fear of the unknown, walk into the unknown boldly and faithfully, okay? Because God ain't gonna, like, when you have a calling over your life, God ain't gonna just leave you and lead you willy-nilly. He got you. The thing is, the place is already prepared for you. You just have to show up. I saw something this morning. By the way, Happy Lunar New Year. No, I ain't Chinese, but it doesn't mean I can't celebrate the culture. Year of the fire horse, as they say. I read something this morning on Threads that said, hopefully I saved it. I know I replied to it, so maybe I can go back to it and save it and pop it up on here. And the person said that God did not split the Red Sea before Moses got there. Moses got there, and then God spread the Red Sea. Basically meaning that he needs you to show up so that he can show up and do the deed that he is meant to do. You have to be there. You have to be in the place so that he can do the thing that he needs you to be there for. And so everything was just uncomfortable, and we don't like to be uncomfortable, right? And so 15 months, 3 years, went back to States, bought a one-way ticket. I was in the middle of Vegas with my girls, bought a one-way ticket back to Germany, not knowing, I wasn't going because I had a job. I was going because I said I'll be back, and I had an interview lined up because they were just like, all right, let us know when you're back so we can have an interview. No job, no nothing. But I was like, people were like, well, what you gonna do if you don't get the job? There wasn't, I had to get the job. There wasn't a plan B. So went back. Now I've decided, because I had 2 job offers, I decided on to take the one at the resort in the mountains in Germany. And so now I am no longer part of the American military. I'm no longer a contractor. I'll say that because I was never a soldier. Just to make that clear. And I decided to go with the job on the German economy at this hotel at this mountain resort, and I got the job. And I showed up. I remember showing up with I was in uniform. And then I remember showing up. Well, I was in my chef whites, and I showed up with my knife bag, and I had the interview, and I was just like, if you need me to work right now, I could work right now, in a sense, because in the kitchen, I know oftentimes they want you to show your skills, they want you to do a plate, they want you to do something. And so I think I did like 1 or 2 services, or I think I did 1 service with them, and because I didn't have a car, and to get there it was not easy. There's a shuttle that gets there after the train drops you off at the station. That's how secluded this area was. Beautiful area. And so, and I remember I worked with them, I think that one time, and then after that I got an email, got a call, hey, you're hired. Before you can start, you need to get a visa. So to get the visa, obviously paperwork is included in all this stuff. And the thing too is that Europe allows you to stay there for 90 days. So granted, I already, I left with that I could, because I had the American military card. I left, I came back, so that was the first month. The first month was the interviews and everything like that. And then I remember, I think I would have to wait another month, full month, I think which was August time frame. I started in September at the location. And so all of August, I'm at my friend's place. And it's so wild. I think about a lot of things because during these 10 years, I've gained so much friendship. I've also lost friendships, or I don't want to say lost so much, but you go different ways. Everyone has different paths and stuff like that. And I am I go hard for my people. And when I see that it's not reciprocated on multiple occasions, I can't do anything. I'm not gonna keep dragging a dead, I'm not gonna be dragging weight like that. That is not, I don't want to say the unalive word, but I'm not, if you no longer can serve yourself, even when I'm trying to help you, it's hard, you know what I'm saying? So, the person I was staying with, whatever happened, we were no longer, in communication. But in the moment, she served the purpose, what I needed in that moment for a month. And very grateful, very extremely grateful for that. And a month later, I got my visa. I got my new apartment, which, y'all, this apartment, if you've never stayed in a village, I think everyone should visit. Y'all know in Frozen? Okay, imagine Frozen. And, when they were trying to find Elsa, and they came up to that guy, Sven, was it? No, is it Sven? But the guy that they needed the ice from, whatever. Like, that's how I feel like I compare the village of Garmisch Park and Kirken, okay? And at that point, I was living in Mittenwald. So I got the apartment. It was in Mittenwald. I had no car. I only had a bicycle. So I would bike to the train station, which was about, I think, like a 10-minute bike ride. And then from the train station, I would get on the train and ride one stop over. And from there, I would get on the shuttle to get to work. Now, the shuttles obviously started at a certain time and they ended at a certain time. And so it was nice enough because some people did have cars. And so if I can catch a ride, I would obviously catch a ride. But this is like afterwards. And I'm going to try to find photos or videos and try to insert it here. But I remember I got the apartment and it was on the 3rd floor, no elevator. Carrying all my stuff up there. I want to say my friends helped me move. When I tell you, I don't know how I did some of the stuff that I did. I think back, and honestly, it's literally all God. All God. I want to say I probably rented a car, and me and my friends helped me move, and brought my stuff upstairs. And beautiful view. I had the most gorgeous view of the mountains. Oh my gosh, it was so nice. I had a balcony. The bed, I remember when I got, the kitchen was like small, whatever, but it was okay. The apartment in itself was livable. It was completely livable. Very nice. It's just that I just wasn't used to that. And so the bed like pushed into the wall. It was basically a studio apartment. I'm going to say the 2 rooms, I guess. 2 rooms, a balcony, separate bathroom and bath. And I remember going in, and the bed was, it was like what is that bed called? I forgot. The one that goes into the wall basically, but it didn't go up. It like pushed in, and so then I had this whole space to do whatever I wanted to do. And then there's a couch area and stuff like that. And that was my apartment for 2019. It was my apartment for at least, I think, a good year. I want to say I stayed there for a year. And I got hired on as a chef de partie. And then, so I got there, and then once I started working there, there was another American girl that worked there as well. And everybody was like, oh, another American, this and that. And I was like, okay, cool. She was part of pastry. And we were just, I don't know how she got, I didn't ask her. I don't know how she got the job or even heard about, one of her friends, I can remember, one of her friends was the sous chef there and told her about the job. And so she got the job. That's how she got the job. And then, so we were like all practically new, like several months in. We were all like new. The head chef was new. He just started a month before me. He's when I interviewed me, offered me the job. The vibes were there. Like everything literally just, it just worked, and so that was the beginning again of my life in Europe, because the first part of me living in Germany was with the American military as a contractor for 15 months, turning into 3 years. And that's how the journey started. And of course, you always, at that time as well, like you make friends, you get to know people, and so you can stay there, you can connect. So it's not impossible. People always ask me, well, how'd you get there? I was like, well, that's the story. Military, I applied for a job, got accepted, then I decided to stay, and that was that. So I also did like 2.5, 3 years, because it was like 2019 to 2022. That's when I left that hotel. During that time, there's just so many stories. But I remember, like, I just feel like this is like a conversation of like me telling my friends, like, so 2019, I started the job. I didn't know what I was doing as far like what was I doing? I was cooking and stuff like that, but it was just like, here I am, this American girl, don't know the language. Okay, the most I knew I think was Dankeschön, and of course I got to know the people and I was just like, y'all teach me, y'all speak to me in German, it's fine because I'll learn that way. And I did the family buffet style, which was quite different buffet actually, which I actually liked the way they did it because all the cold food, all the appetizers, the salad, stuff like that was on a line and the guests can self-serve. And then for the warm foods, we had like the station, there's the live cooking station where people can come up and choose. They can get big plates, small plates, they can mix and match whatever. We had dishes daily. It was international cuisine. We cooked everywhere from Greek to Spanish to American to Asian. So it was a mixture of culture, which was amazing because the hotel was an international hotel. We had guests from everywhere and met several celebrities, you know. And so and this was also I was also there at the time that we hosted the G7, where we hosted the presidents, you know, all around the world. Joe Biden was there. I feel like now I can talk about it because before I couldn't. But yeah, so, and I mean, the hotel is called Schloss Elmau. Schloss Elmau. I don't like to say stuff fast. But, and it's in Elmau, so like between Garmisch-Partenkirchen and Mittenwald. Or I guess Krun is also associated with it. And if you ever stay there, it's a beautiful hotel. It's beautiful. It's really a beautiful hotel. And I'm going to keep it classy, you know, and keep it that way. And I mean, I don't want to lose the story, but like, I remember, so the first year, 2019, I get there, me and American girl, Liza, hey girl, hey, we automatically click, you know, and stuff like that. Obviously, two American girls in a German country. How do we get here, right? So we decided, so some of my friends were going, so now it's October. Some of my friends, October 2019, some of my friends are headed to Oktoberfest, and this was their last year. I'm going to say this was their last, was it their last year? Was it 2020? 2020 might have been their last year. But we went to Oktoberfest, and we go, you know, we come back late, and here I am. I decided to, you know, stay at her place. Mind you, I just met this girl, okay? And I was just like, all right, cool, you know, I can stay at your place, because her apartment, I didn't have to take a train, like, to get to work. And so I was like, okay, after, you know, when I get up, I'll just go to my place, so I'll just go straight to work. The plan was to go home and change, because I was in my dirndl, go home, change, and then go to work. So I'm at her place. I stay the night, and I'm like, hey, just make sure the door stays unlocked so I can just get out and go. Y'all. So she gets to work. She has to go to work early, like earlier than me. I'm sleeping. I get up, you know, about an hour or so just in time to go to work. I just started this job. I get up, you know, do whatever, quick wash I gotta do. About to head out. I turn the door. It ain't open. It's locked from the inside. You need a key to unlock it to go outside. I can't get out this girl's apartment. Mind you, this girl stay in the bottom floor. And there's windows that face the bushes. I just started this job. I cannot be late. I cannot say, hey, I can't make it today. I'm still in my Oktoberfest dirndl, okay? So, I ain't freaking out. Maybe a little bit. But I'm just like, okay. So I text her and, you know, of course, like, my bad, you know, whatever. I'm just like, okay. I'm like, well, Dad, you got to get to work, you know? And so at this point, I don't have enough time to go home, shower, change, and then get, like, there is not enough time. So I do what I do. I bust out her screen. I open the window, bust out the screen, and I don't know what I climbed on to roll out the thing. I literally rolled out into the bushes, and I'm looking left and right to make sure nobody is seeing me do this. Okay? Imagine a black girl in a dirndl rolling out of a window, popping up from the bushes in the middle of a German village. To this day, I'm shocked. Okay, I'm like, this cannot, how is this my life? Like, how is this my life? Matter of fact, I have a podcast called How Is This My Life? Because there's just so many things that has happened that I'm just like, so it's 6:34. This is my watch, and we're trying to catch a. Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daphne. So, made it to the airport. Hey guys, it's me again. Ain't no way this, are there cameras somewhere? So I roll out, I pop up. I'm just the whole time laughing because I'm just like, there's no way this is true. This is not happening. So I walk to the train station to catch the shuttle because I have to go to work at this point. And I get to work, whatever. Just a little dirty girl, okay. Get a locker, you know, splish splash my face, I change. Put on my work clothes, and I get to work. The whole time just laughing on the inside, and I'm the whole innocent. I don't know if I'm annoyed, I'm pissed off, or like, but I'm just laughing because I'm like, I can't believe this happened. You know, got through work, got home, showered, took a nice nap. Okay, that's just knocked out, and we just continued to go on. We just kept going. 2019 was a good year. Met so many amazing people, met so many chefs, new chefs, and we're still friends today, which I'm just grateful for. And so I'm also happy that I chose this hotel or said yes to this opportunity because I just knew, like, if I stayed with the American culture, it just my life obviously would have been completely different. And I think it wouldn't have been better for me. I think it would have been more of a struggle than what it was. Now, waiting for the visa was a struggle of itself. Just be like not knowing what to do. Like, what do you do when you don't have a job, when you don't have anything coming in? You're not sure if they're going to say yes. You know, and I think that's the whole. And I mean, I've been through that process more than once as far as visa goes. And it's like, what do you do? You know, while you're waiting, what is it that you do? And I think, like, I would be in my friend's apartment. She's at work. I'd just be in her apartment. Not knowing what to do, which is crazy because now I'm like, Daphne, there could have been so much you could have done. You know, I say hindsight of 2020. I could have wrote a whole book in a month. I could have, because I had plenty of time. And of course, I started I would walk, whatever. And plus, I think not having income coming, so I was a bit more conscious of what I was spending because they would want to go out. And I'm just like, And I mean, they took care of me. Like, I was always taken care of, and I'm just grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that. And, but it's just like, there's gonna be times where you're in the waiting room and you're wondering, like, what do I do in the waiting room? What do I do in the waiting period? And I definitely took that time to draw closer to God, just to kind of like, it's so easy to say, look what I don't have. Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. Whereas we're missing the point in, this is what I do have. You know, here I was, took a leap of faith, bought a one-way ticket, knowing that I wasn't gonna have income. That didn't stop me, it didn't bother me. I was just like, but it's gonna come. You know, and I think it's much easier to think of the negative. It's so much easier to think of that. But I implore you to like think of the positive. Look what you have. I had a friend that allowed me to stay at her place. I didn't have to pay anything. You know, I had, you know, friends around me. I'd be like, hey, Deb, let's go on walks. I was able to go on walks and stuff like that. I had groceries still. I had food to eat, clothes on my back, clean water. Like it's just so much things, you know. And so, of course, taking walks around town, saying hello to friends. And I kind of wanted to stay low key because I didn't have papers per se. I was a tourist, I was a visitor. But even though I knew the people of the town and I knew them, but I just felt like, okay, I'm in this in-between time, this waiting room period. And during the waiting period, just honestly be grateful. You know, sometimes God needs to sit you down for rest, because you don't know, the next period, the next season might really be a rush. And going into this next season, 2019, of this new job, and because that in itself, I was like working 14, 16-hour days, coming in, you know, on days off because somebody called out sick, or, you know, and so it was just like, here you have a month that you can rest. You can walk around, you can, you know, enjoy this nature. And I mean, Garmisch, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. The mountains, you're in the valley, surrounded by mountains. You have all these different trails and stuff like that, waterfalls and gorgeous and beautiful. And so it just gave me a moment to pause and just appreciate the beauty of God, like this is nature. And so, yeah, so that was 2019. I think from this point on, I kind of want to break it down by year. And so I'm probably going to stop here because 2019, with it being, it was a challenging, I would say it was a challenging year, from the transition of leaving the American military base to going home. And that was my 33rd birthday, my Jesus year. And I remember, mind you, okay, I just left. I didn't have a job, okay, I didn't have a job. It was my 33rd birthday. And I remember I wanted to go out with some friends and like celebrate really like largely, dress up really nice. But my friends couldn't make it. I think they said the restaurant was too expensive for their budget. And I was like feeling some type of way, whatever. And I remember my brother saying, you know, everything is as it should be. And that birthday, it was the first birthday, my first adult birthday, where I spent it with my mom. And we ordered an Uber, and before everything, you know, it was a Tesla, and it was her first time riding in a Tesla, and took our pictures. We dressed up really cute, and we went to Prime 112 down in South Beach, or Miami Beach. And it was just me and my mom, and we had a photo shoot. We just had the best time. And looking back now, I just really appreciate my mom for, you know, she didn't have to. She could have been like, well, I know you want to spend time with your friends, whatever. But it was just me and her. And we had the best time. Like, I got whatever I wanted. And the cake was beautiful. And the night was the perfect birthday. Like, honestly, my 33rd birthday, bringing it in with my mom, having dinner, being driven, not having to lift a finger. It was amazing. And I mean, I think after that, me and my friends went to Cooper Hawks, like a couple of days later. And stuff, but I just remember my brother saying everything is as it should be. And I think that's probably gonna be the title of this video. Everything is as it should be. So from leaving the position or ending my contract, to going home, to going to Vegas 4th of July weekend, to buying a one-way ticket to Germany, spending my birthday with my mom, flying out, I think the next week to Germany, staying with my friend for a month. I think as soon as I moved out, our friendship ended, starting a new job, moving to my new apartment, meeting, you know, Liza and all the other amazing chefs that I've met there. 2019 was definitely a year of everything is as it should be. Placement, like, it's like, what else can I say? You know what I mean? So that was 2019. And then we moved forward to 2020 and still at the job, still, you know, progressing, still traveling, still loving it. And maybe we could talk about dating in Europe. We gonna talk about dating in Europe this next video, because my aunt once asked me, she was just like, ain't no good men in Europe. Auntie, I'm still looking. Okay. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I just wanted to get this video out and share with you guys. They're gonna come out. I can't wait to continue sharing my journey with you guys and all my little tidbits, what I've learned, things I liked, loved, and didn't like. And if you're still following me on this journey, I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, obviously please let me know down below. If you just started this journey with me, hi, my name is Daphne Eugene. I've lived in Europe for the past 10 years, lived in Europe for my 30s. I left America in 2016, and on February 21st will be 10th year of me living in Europe. I'm currently in Vienna, Austria, and let me tell y'all how I got there. So stay tuned. This next one is gonna be about dating, being on Tinder, being on Hinge, how I got aged, catfished. Yeah, let's talk about it. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao, ciao.